Hello everyone, my name is Jason Bicano from Bohol Island State University, Kandiyahay Campus. So I'm going to present to you my research study entitled Beach Resorts Contribution to the Triple Bottom Line, Economic, Environmental, and Social. So every business operations has a direct and indirect impact to the economy, environment, and social development in a particular place, especially in the developing country like Philippines. There's a lot of hospitality and tourism researchers have conducted a tremendous amount of research in the area of tourism impacts. So recently, academics and practitioners have come to a general agreement that this impact should be addressed by applying a balanced planning approach to development like planning that incorporates public participation and issues of sustainability. But unfortunately, balanced planning in the developing world is rarely achieved, and the literature still replete with developing world case studies chronicling failures in the tourism development. So the fundamental reason for these failures is that key sectors still embrace a messianic faith in economic growth that supersedes the considerations of tourism non-adverse effects. So it means that they are still waiting and hoping that it will be changed in the right time. The developing countries often lack a participatory governance structure, strong regulations, enforcement capabilities, technical and managerial expertise, and the political will required to pursue a balanced planning approach. So in the context of an increasingly competitive marketplace, business promotion tends to displace the thoughtful anticipation of how to avoid tourism negative externalities. So over the years, the municipality of Handa has been the second major tourism destinations next to Panglao in the island of Bohol. Due largely to its spectacular white sand beaches and peaceful environment, according to the regional distribution of the overnight travelers in accommodation establishment, there were 8,841 foreign travelers and 398 overseas Filipinos and 25,448 domestic travelers, with a total of 34,687 travelers who visited Anda annually as of May 30, 2019. So it increased significantly, especially in foreign tourist arrivals, from 1% as of 2018 to 6% as of 2019. Due to the continuous arrival of the tourists in Anda Bohol, there had been growing occurrences of tourist facilities like beach resorts, pension houses, dive shops, bars, restaurants, and cafes. I observed that there is a rapid changes in the societal and structural extents of the locality during the past several years. With the increase of the establishment in the coastal areas of the town, although there are desirable impacts of the existence of numerous beach resorts, there will always be another side of the economic affluent. So this study is undertaken to explore the implications of these tourism establishments towards the local community and its environment. As a hospitality management instructor of Bohol Island State University, Kandiyahay Campus, handling tourism planning and development discipline, I aim to present a practical model in the assessment on the economic, social, and environmental contribution of beach resorts operations in Anda Bohol to prevent the same problems encountered by the government and communities in this problem. So this assessment is helpful for the appropriate adoption of the unique contextual requirements for management plan and resort development. Therefore, it offers more pragmatic and immediate way to close the gap between the resort operations and its economic, social, and environmental impacts. Assessment on these impacts of beach resort operations offers a realistic way to aid local government, resort owners, and affected communities to move the local tourism industry in the developing world towards sustainability. So this study aims to determine the contributions of the operations of beach resorts in Anda Bohol, Philippines, calendar year 2021. So the findings of this study serves as basis for devising an environmentally sustainable tourism strategic plan. Specifically, this study sought to answer the perceptions of the various stakeholders on the contributions of the operations of beach resorts and challenges encountered by the stakeholders. So this investigation utilized the blended method of research using the researcher-designed survey questionnaire and interview guide. So this study was conducted in Anda Bohol, situated on the island's eastern coast, roughly 110 kilometers or a 3 hours ride from Tagbilaran City. Purposive sampling was used to select participants from the representatives of the Department of Tourism, recognized beach resorts, and registered at the municipality of Anda Bohol. Simple random sampling was used to select the respondents from the local community. So with a total of 60 respondents who provided data pertaining to the benefits of the beach resorts operations, there are also 9 informants who provided the information about the challenges they encountered in the beach resorts operations. So one set of the questionnaires was used in quantitative research, and one set of the interview guide was used in qualitative research. So the first set of questionnaires was concerned with the beach resorts operations that contributes to economic growth, social development, and environmental protection, and evaluated by the stakeholders using the scales. And lastly, the interview guide was used as a guide during the interview about the challenges the stakeholders face in the operations of the beach resorts. The researcher familiarized the gathered data. The researcher made transcriptions, audio recordings. The researcher went through the entire data set from the interview and started taking notes, marking preliminary ideas for codes that describe the content. Weighted mean is used to analyze and interpret the beach resort's contribution to beach resorts operations as perceived by the stakeholders. And thematic analysis was used to determine the challenges encountered by the stakeholders in beach resorts operations. Now let's proceed to results and discussion. Table 1 presents the results on the perceptions of the various stakeholders on the contributions of the operations of beach resorts as to economic growth. Specifically, the highest weighted mean of 3.48 shows that the operations of beach resorts in Anda Bohol had high contribution towards the economic growth since it stimulates trade, income, and entrepreneurship, especially in the surrounding small businesses. So this means that the existence of beach resorts provided the local community with opportunity to open their own business by selling grocery items, delicacies, souvenir goods, and many more to the tourists who come to their locality. In Table 2 presents the results of the perceptions of the various stakeholders on the contributions of beach resorts operations as to social development. The highest weighted mean of 3.70 shows that the operations of the beach resorts in the municipality of Anda Bohol had high contribution towards the social development since it gave the resort staff, who are also residents in Anda, the opportunity to attend various trainings and seminars that can improve their knowledge, skills, and attitude. The beach resorts did not only provide jobs and income towards the unemployed residents, but they were given the chance to improve their social being through formal and informal training that harness their knowledge and skills in the hospitality management. Table 3 presents the results on the perceptions of the stakeholders on the contributions of the operations of beach resorts as to environmental protection. So the highest weighted mean of 3.60 denotes that the operations of the numerous beach resorts in the town of Anda Bohol had high contribution towards environmental protection in the context that resort staff maintain the cleanliness of their surroundings as part of their daily tasks. So the beach resort operators, especially the housekeeping managers, strictly instructed the groundskeeping workers to clean the surroundings as part of their daily routine job. It had been observed as well as that they firmly applied the reuse, recycle, and reduce principle as part of their standard operating procedure, and mitigate to use plastics in the food and products that they offer to their guests to provide their products, since they are aware that it will just add to the volume of garbage that are thrown to the landfill and may harm the environment. Aside from that, a clean and tidy resort environment is one of the requirements for customer satisfactions and comfort of their stay. This part presents the summarized data on the perception of the various stakeholders on the contributions of the operations of beach resorts based on the economic, social, and environmental protection. The highest aggregate mean of 3.37 indicates that the operations of beach resorts had high contribution towards the local community of Anda Bohol. This means that the numerous resort that operates in the municipality provided source of income to people through jobs and business opportunities through influx of more people from different places in the Philippines and from other countries. Thus, it improves the standard of living of the local people. Still, the lowest aggregate mean of 3.23 denotes that the existence of many beach resorts in the study area had moderate contribution towards environmental protection. This result indicates that the beach resorts had some level of failure in ensuring that its operations does not pollute natural environment and did not destroy the natural habitat of the animal like mangroves, corals, and white sand. Moreover, the overall aggregate mean of 3.30 shows that the beach resort that had been operating in the municipality of Anda Bohol had high contribution towards the people. This means that this type of hospitality establishment improved the local economy and social viability of the local community, although they were not really able to ensure environmental integrity, despite the implementation of various laws that requires all establishments to prioritize environmental protection over business profit so that future operational sustainability will ensured. Now let's proceed to the qualitative area of this study. So figure 1 shows the thematic categories pertaining to the challenges experienced by the various stakeholders in the operations of the beach resorts in Anda Bohol in terms of economic growth, social development, and environmental protection. So now we are just focused on the economic growth. The first topic related to the constraints faced by the participants in the ensuring that the beach resorts operations contribute towards local economic growth. So the foregoing are the themes. We have poor service quality decreases guest loyalty, lack of transparency in financial report, local guests outnumbered foreign visitors, marketing disadvantage due to inaccessible location. The second topic relates to the problems faced by the participants in ensuring that the beach resorts operations contribute towards providing the people steady source of livelihood. The following are the themes. We have unstable employment, failure to comply the local obligation, and the fishing ban. Figure 2 shows the thematic categories pertaining to the challenges encountered by the various stakeholders in the operations of beach resorts in terms of social development. So these common themes were uncovered during the one-on-one interview of the key informants of the study based on the thematic analysis. The first questions pertains to the challenges in ensuring that the local moral values are still preserved with the influx of tourists from different culture. So the following are the themes created: negative intercultural adaptation, culture and heritage disturbance. So these are the two. The second question was on the constraints in ensuring that the operations of the beach resorts contributes towards the social development of the local residents or people. The themes that were created are the following: inequalities of resources, lack of community involvement, and low public health protection. And lastly, figure 3 shows that the thematic categories pertaining to the challenges encountered by the various stakeholders in the operations of the beach resorts in Anda Bohol in terms of environmental protection. So these common themes were uncovered during the one-on-one interviews of the key informants of the study based on the thematic analysis. The first concern of this section relates on the challenges faced by the stakeholders of beach resorts in terms of ensuring that the operations of beach resorts is environmentally friendly. So the foregoing are the themes created: weak environmental monitoring and enforcement, and rejecting environmental policy. The second area of concern was on the problem met out of the operation of the beach resorts relating to the adherence to the environmental laws that affects the operation of beach resorts. So the following themes are emanated from their responses: additional burdens, minimizes financial growth opportunities, and excessive fees discourage tourists to return. So for the conclusion, the beach resort in the rural location were fully compliant with the proper solid waste management. They failed to ensure that the reduction of waste that are thrown in the landfills. Operations of the number of beach resorts had provided the local residents with jobs and different source of income paired with significant social benefit. And there are environmental conservation and protection measures that were compromised that also possess some threats towards their sustainability. This is the end of my presentation. Thank you for listening and have a nice day.